Yes. No, what? Leave it.
Everything okay back there?
PlayStation. Start.
You can't be in my face like that.
Find what you love so close to in New York City. Plan your getaway today at iloveny.com/Catskills.
Baking cookies? Yeah, it smells great, but it doesn't sell houses. Me? I use Spectrum. We've got a remodeled kitchen, smart appliances, and what? What's easier?
You're doing all that?
All at once?
Oh yeah, it's a Spectrum neighborhood. Let me check out the living room.
Get Spectrum Internet, delivering more. Did I say RJ and Andrew first? Now let me throw a couple of you. What's your name? Don. Giannis Antetokounmpo. What?
Cheese! It's not all about you, Cheese.
You think I have a mouth? I'm a real cheese.
Got a point. Yeah. Cheesy, crunchy satisfaction. What?
She's ziplining with Little John?
It's Lil John. Even he knows that.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Don't hate like their trip. Book yours with Hotels.com and get rewarded basically everywhere.
Hotels.com. Be there. Do that. Get rewarded.
Spider-Man Far From Home is the #1 movie in the world.
It's kind of obvious.
And the universe. That's crazy. Spotty is flying higher than ever.
Thank you for having me.
Rated PG-13, now playing. While America celebrated the fall of Prohibition, Jim Beam didn't raise a single glass. He wanted his first drink to be of his own brand. He didn't have much money, but he did have a few friends, people who raised the right way. Over 120 days, they rebuilt the distillery. And while their names might not be on our bottle, it's because of them we can raise this bourbon today. Jim Beam, raised right.
Thanks, Golden Corral. Dan gets a slow smoked sirloin, and my little trio are as happy as shrimp. Oops, clams. And Mom got it all. Hook, line, and sirloin. The slow smoked sirloin and shrimp trio. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
Don't miss your golden opportunity to experience our most advanced safety technology on a full line of vehicles. Now at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lease the 2019 ES350 for $379 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment.
Experience amazing.
The game can be rough on skin. Rehydrate and strengthen your skin to bounce back and rebound strong. New Dove Men Plus Care Sport Care rehydrates and strengthens skin.
Being detected was not an option. If I was recognized, the whole operation's blown. No. He wouldn't. Seriously. I don't even recognize myself. Thanks to your credit card from Navy Federal with never expiring rewards, it's gonna be a killer honeymoon.
Woo! Maui!
Boom.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
All right, we're in this together, Peloton. 3, 2, ride with me. Make every step a little stronger than the last.
Over 90 live classes every week. Just one part of the best cardio machine on the planet, Peloton.
Sports Center.
Brought to you by Miralax. It works with the water in your body to unblock your system naturally.
A special night on the baseball calendar. This is as we celebrate all the great players in the game. It's first all-star getting hit. It's a home run. Here is Gallo, and there it goes. CC Sabathia. What a career is called it quits. The American League has now won 7 straight.
A good-looking Alex Bregman, who was a part of the All-Star game. First Astro third baseman to start an All-Star game. Came up short in the home run derby, but that smooth, compact swing will be on display 8 Eastern on ESPN tonight. Houston begins the second half of the season in first place in the AL West, 7.5 games up on the A's. The Astros, one of 4 teams on pace to win 100 games. The Dodgers, Yankees, and Twins are the others. 4 teams with 100 wins has never happened in baseball history. There's a logjam in the NL Central. How about this? The first place Cubs lead the last place Reds by only 4.5 games. Since baseball moved to a 6-division format in 1994, there's only been one other instance of every team being within 5 games of each other at the break. And while the Central is close, the same cannot be said for the NL West. The Dodgers on a 13.5 game lead on the second place D-backs. Third largest divisional lead by any team at the break. dating back to 1994. World Series champion Alex Rodriguez joins us now. Alex will be on the call of tonight's Astros-Rangers game, which makes Alex, this first question, very interesting. As of July 11th, who do you have facing off in the World Series?
Oh, that's a great question. I will go with Yankees-Dodgers, or a rematch of the 1981 World Series, and I know the Yankees will want to get the upper hand this time.
I didn't hear the Astros mentioned there. Why the Yankees over Houston?
You know, I think when it comes to a long series, the two titans of baseball are the dominant forces, Yankees and Dodgers. Yankees have a glaring weakness, which is 14th in the American League in starting pitching. And obviously for the Dodgers, they have to do something about the bridge, getting the ball from the starters to Kenley Jansen, who's a year older. They tried with Joe Kelly. He's failed miserably. Now they have to replace him. And for the Yankees, they very well could on the streets. They may be adding Trevor Bauer. That would be 3 number ones to the Yankees not having their number one.
Which is a great point, and it leads us to this next question here. So much depends on what goes down at the deadline, Alex. July 31st. Give us two teams you think need to be the most active.
Well, I said 2 of them, right? I think the Yankees, in order for them to bring 28 to the Bronx, they have to go out and get a dominant number 1 starting pitcher to pitch 1, 4, and 7 and to match up against horses. Obviously, the Dodgers, I think there's a lot of recourse on how the Red Sox get out of the gates here. They have one of the most aggressive baseball executives in Dave Dombrowski, always bullish, always aggressive, always seems to make the right move. But Alex Cora and the Red Sox have to give him a reason to make the right move.
Amazing to think that the Giants, a team that's so far out of it, may control a lot of what happens here in the second half. Alex, we were both in Cleveland for the All-Star festivities. How would you describe the exhibition Vladimir Guerrero Jr. put on?
It was absolutely incredible, and you know, it reminds me of when I grew up watching the NBA and bringing guys in like Dominique Wilkins and Michael Jordan and Spud Webb. It's so refreshing to see all these great freshes, so much talent, and what you love about the recognition is Vladimir Guerrero. His dad is a Hall of Famer, he's a world-class hitter, and this is Vladimir Guerrero 2.0. So it's great for him, but it's great for the game because we need more recognition to these great young players.
Right. Pete Alonso won the Derby, but Vlad Jr. really won the Derby. Alex, baseball gave us a glimpse at its future last night when a computer officially called balls and strikes at the Atlantic League All-Star game. Home plate umpire wore an Apple AirPod in his ear and connected to an iPhone in his back pocket. A computer system in the press box using Doppler radar communicated to that device whether the pitch was a ball or strike, and then relayed the calls to the field. Take a listen to what Jeff Passan had to say about it on Golick and Wingo this morning.
I believe they will be in place within the next 5 years. And that may be like a little bit of an aggressive timetable, but look, they're in the Atlantic League right now, and then they're going to bring it to minor league baseball if it's at all successful this year, probably next season, at latest the 2021 season. I'd say by 2024, there will be balls and strikes that are called by our robot overlords.
Alex, balls and strikes being called by a computer. What do you think?
Kevin, I hate this, and I hate it with a passion. First of all, umpires are so important to our game. They're underrated, they're underappreciated, and they're underpaid. These umpires have so much recourse on what happens to the game. They do a phenomenal job, and the only time we talk about umpires is when they make a human error. Well, that's part of the game. And you think about guys like Jerry Davis and Joe West and all the great umpires that have been in the game 35, almost 40 years, is that experience in October to be able to handle and manage situations. It's an awful idea. Some ideas are better kept in high school and the minor leagues. Keep them there.
What would Earl Weaver have to say about this, huh? Alex Rodriguez, and we look forward to the call at Eastern on ESPN tonight. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so A-Rod, a top overall pick in his respective draft, as was Zion in his summer league cut short because he bruised his knee in his first game against the Knicks. We did get a Zion highlight with that give it to me strip and dunk. Now, the team said Zion's injury isn't a concern. However, there is a little worry over Zion's conditioning and weight.
He came to us, he wasn't in great condition, and from a cardio perspective, it wasn't a great situation to begin with. So when he took that shot, really it was just from my standpoint, it was more caution than anything else to shut him down at that point, because there's no reason to push him when he was in the situation he was in.
My concern isn't about his game. My concern is about his body. I mean, you can't improve unless you're in shape. And he is not in shape, whatever he is, whatever his weight is. It's significantly overweight.
Something to keep an eye on. There's certainly varying degrees of concern of what the shape of Zion stays in this summer while he gets into shape. What does PTI think with Tony and Stephen A.
Not Stephen A. Should the Pelicans be concerned about Zion Williamson's weight?
It's not even a little bit. First of all, the man walked around playing college basketball at over 280 pounds. It still didn't stop him from having a 45-inch vertical leap for crying out loud. And then you got to take into account the media tour that he had to endure en route to becoming the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft, and all the exposure and the interviews and the obligations, stuff like that. He's barely had any time to train. So I'm not concerned about how he looks in Vegas. He was probably eating some burgers prior to the Summer League game. It's what happens in October. That weight will not be an issue come October, in my opinion.
So he's 20 years old. When you're 20 years old, you can take off 20 pounds in an hour and a half.
That's true.
You know, when he goes to camp, he's going to look great. What I would be concerned with, and I think what you would be concerned with, is the ferocity with which he jumps and lands. Can his body, all of those things that draw our eyes to him at all times are the things that may undo him as a basketball player in terms of length of career. Do you share that
I do.
fear?
I completely share it, and I've articulated that on several occasions. I don't like the way he comes down when he elevates, particularly for dunks, obviously. He comes down with the same level of veracity he attacks the basket with. And I don't think he has any regard for it because he's a kid. Yeah, but he needs to be, because that's a lot of weight to bring down in your legs the way that he does. I'm just concerned about it.
All right. That's it. We're done. Back to you. I stole his line. Now we need to linger, Steve. Linger.
We're done. Back to you. Does that work?
Yeah.
Stephen A. in a half-hour show is fantastic. Especially, pardon the interruption, weekdays, 5:30 Eastern, right here on ESPN.
Still to come on this edition of Sports Center. New reaction to one more stunner from the NBA's mega movement and free agency. Kawhi Leonard's contract decision and the impact on the league's future. Also, the Russell Westbrook trade watch continues. Brian Windhorst standing by with the factors that could be affecting potential deals. Plus, new reporting tonight about baseball's most important prices, fan safety, and the need for extended net in every ballpark as the season's second half begins tonight. And aftermath for the video that went viral. Why the Redskins' Josh Norman jumping a bull in Spain may have put his team in jeopardy, almost as much as himself. Sports Center continues next.
With Domino's carry-out insurance, we'll remake your order for free if anything happens to it on the route. On the way home, even if it's not your fault. Like if it's whoever that guy's chasing's fault. Or if it's man's best friend's fault. Or, even if it is, ultimately, your fault. Carry out Domino's large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. With Domino's carry-out insurance, just bring it back and we'll remake it for free.
Insurance rates are probably going to double.
But Dad, you've got...
Allstate. With accident forgiveness, they guarantee your rates won't go up just because of an accident.
Smart kid.
Indeed. Are you in good hands?
We're having a wedding. Oh yeah, road trip, yeah.
Decisions change your life.
Like, and find out David's future.
You're going through a divorce.
Oh my God, you got jumped.
I'm so grateful to find friends that became family.
The 2019 Cadillacs are made for summer and made to move.
Get 0% APR for 72 months plus $1,000 on your 2019 Escalade when you finance through GM Financial. Or current eligible non-GM lessees get this low mileage lease on this 2019 Escalade from around $869 per month.
What if a water bottle could be passed on from one tennis legend to the next, with less impact on the planet? For Wimbledon, that's a challenge we're proud to support, and it's why you'll see Evian's new bottle at this year's championships, which is made from recycled plastic and is 100% recyclable. In fact, Evian are committed to making all their bottles fully circular by 2025. Perhaps a pursuit worth fighting for.
Coors Light is cold filtered. For brightness and clarity, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Light.
This is Caitlin.
And this is our husband, Josh.
Josh is in the military, and he's deployed a lot.
It must be hard with the family.
It is, but since we installed the ring in our home, I feel much more at peace. Plus, it saves us a ton of money.
And I like that ring. It's keeping my family safe on my way. So thank you guys.
No, thank you for keeping us all safe.
You got it.
To learn more about Caitlin, Josh, and the complete home protection of Ring Alarm, go to ring.com.
Realtor.com search filters can help you find a home that's a real distance between you and your neighbors.
Hi, Leslie.
No, my name's not Leslie.
Hi, Leslie.
Search filters to find homes for the realtors. Realtor.com, the home of home search.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past will always be up there to guide you, and so will I. Disney's The Lion King, rated PG.
Thank you to the obstacles that stand in the way of our vacation. Thank you to the detours and delays and everything that gets in the way of summer. Because you remind us of our love for the open road. Summer starts now. Free into BMW Summer on Sales event to get up to $4,500 credit on select models now through July 31st.
Dear Max, Bear, Spike, Daisy, Buster, and Porkchop. Let's go to the dog park. Swimming. Hiking. Out for treats. And to sleep. Hugs, Highlander.
Right now, lease Highlander with all-wheel drive for just $239 a month, or get $2,000 customer cash on Highlander. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Me and Kawhi are pretty close. We were both Southern Cal guys. We both wanted to come home and play for the city. My situation came up and I was happy with it. At that time, we didn't know where he was going. Just told him, give me everything.
The Toronto Raptors are NBA champions.
You don't decide for me.
As for Kawhi Leonard, he has chosen a shorter contract with the Clippers that lines up with new teammate Paul George and sets the two up to be part of the 2021 free agent class, a source confirmed to ESPN. Leonard signed a 3-year, $103.1 million deal that includes a player option for the 2021-22 season. The Athletic, the first to report. Brian Windhorst here to break down the Kawhi contract. And Wendy, how are people around the league reacting to the fact that Kawhi committed to the Clippers for only 2 years?
Matt, have you seen what the 2021 free agent class is now looking like? This is now what executives are talking about. We were talking about 2019 the last year. Now we're going to be talking about 2021 because of what Kawhi Leonard was able to do. This was a stunner. People in the league, they understood why the Clippers spent so much in assets to make this deal to get Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. They were quite surprised that they only got Kawhi to commit for 2 years. And now we have a 2021 on the horizon to keep an eye on.
Wendy, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about 2021. It's 2019. We just did all of this.
I know, for sure. But, Kawhi has sort of put it out there that he wants flexibility. And yes, he will get to the 10-year mark. And yes, financially it makes sense. But it also clears the way for him to create another super team if he wants.
All right. Earlier today on ESPN.com, a story posted that you wrote about how this was the summer of leverage. Kevin Durant was among those who used their leverage. How so?
Yeah, well, I just mentioned Kawhi using his leverage on a 2-year deal. Kevin Durant refused to go on a sign and trade to the Nets without making sure that the Warriors paid a first-round pick. He could have gone to the Nets straight up. He didn't need to do a sign and trade with the Warriors. But when he heard that he was just going to be traded for D'Angelo Russell, he said, from what sources have told me,
that's not enough. You got to put something else in the deal. And so the Warriors did. They put a first-round pick in the deal as well. And that just shows you right now, if you are willing to go to the wall and use your leverage, you can drive a great bargain. We've seen it all summer long across the league.
We're kind of on watch now for the Thunder. We know they're in rebuild mode. Russell Westbrook and OKC, they seem to be motivated to find his way out of town because Paul George skipped town to play with Kawhi. What's standing in the way of a deal? Because there's a ton of smoke around Miami.
Yeah, well, the issue is really simple. The Heat, under league rules, cannot take on any more money. And the Thunder, if they're going to trade Westbrook, not only want good young pieces, but they want to move money off. And that makes an impasse between these two teams. So one of two things is going to happen. One, they're going to have to find a third team to take some money in this deal. And that team's going to have to be compensated. And I don't know which side to compensate. Or secondly, Oklahoma City's going to have to do Westbrook a favor and lower their ask to send him where he wants to go. And quite frankly, I don't see Sam Presti doing it. So we could have a drawn-out process here to get this type of deal done.
Wendy, I don't want to see one story about the free agency class of 2021 until the holidays, all right?
You're not going to see one, Matt. You're going to see about 1,000 in the next 2 years. How about 1,000?
Thank you.
Spare us. Hey, imagine if one of the iconic plays in the brilliant career of Derek Jeter, the diving catch into the stands against the rival Red Sox, a play that in many ways defined Jeter's career. Imagine if it never happened, because it couldn't. The issue of fan safety is very much of a front-burner topic in baseball. And with bigger and stronger players playing in front of fans seated closer and closer to the game with more and more distractions, MLB is facing something of a crisis. Jeremy Schaap with more on the need for netting.
Dodger Stadium, June 23rd.
Bellinger rifles a foul just beyond the protective netting. Reading his lips, Cody said, smoked in the face. No, he's...
13-year-old Caitlin Salazar, seriously injured. Last year, also at Dodger Stadium, on the night this photo was taken, 79-year-old Linda Goldblum was hit in the head. She later died from her injury. The question is, what is baseball doing to protect its fans? Yankee Stadium, September 20th, 2017.
Look out. Oh my goodness. That's scary. It was absolutely laced.
Jeff Jacobson's daughter was not yet 2 years old when Todd Frazier's line drive struck her in the head.
Her eyes were swollen shut. The baseball was imprinted, on her forehead. They began to explain, she has facial fractures, bleeding on the brain. We're worried about potential seizures. We don't know what kind of eye damage.
After Jacobson's daughter was hurt late in 2017, all 30 teams had netting stretching to at least the far ends of the dugouts for the start of the next season. But that wasn't far enough at Minute Maid Park in Houston this May.
That one went sizzling off into the stands, and it hit a young child, and so Almore is really shaken up right there.
Albert Almora Jr.'s line drive hit a 2-year-old girl. According to her family's attorney, she suffered a fractured skull and bleeding on the brain, and she has since experienced seizures.
Right now, obviously, I want to put a letter on the whole stadium, but, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm sorry.
It happens to other people, and it just brings up all those emotions. You just want to stop, and you don't want people to have to go through it anymore.
12 days later, it happened again. This time at the home of the White Sox.
Someone got hit down the left field line.
Yeah. A girl looked like it went right off of her head.
That's when White Sox owner Jerry Reinsdorf did what no other team owner had done.
It just seemed like
heading all the way to the foul poles as soon as possible.
I don't think we're being responsive to any particular incident.
Extending their netting, but MLB has not made it a requirement. Commissioner Rob Manfred says the decision should be made by teams individually.
Why not, as commissioner, just mandate?
It is difficult in the middle of a season, given the various layouts that we have, to require clubs to undertake what could be significant construction projects in the middle of the year.
Where do you want to see this eventually end up?
I want to be in a situation where people feel that we have done every reasonable step to make sure that our fans are safe.
But according to a recent ESPN poll, 78% of fans favor more netting.
If you had a house and you had a pool and you invited people over for barbecues every weekend, but you didn't have a fence around your pool and people were falling in and kids were drowning, how many times would it take before you put up a fence? It would take one accident for you to fix the problem.
You need more netting. Enough is enough.
Jeremy Schaff reporting Major League Baseball acknowledges that fans have less time to react on foul balls than they used to because there's less drag on the ball, meaning it doesn't lose speed as quickly. For more on the MLB netting issue, read Willie Weinbaum's story on ESPN.com.
Back to the NFL, he says it's been a dream of his, and Redskins quarterback Josh Norman can cross off his bucket list. He ran with the Bulls in Spain and then posts this video of him jumping over a bull. Now here's the good news and bad news if you're the Redskins. The good news is Norman is athletic enough to jump over a bull. The bad news is Norman jumped over a bull. Oh, by the way, he was the second highest paid corner in the league behind the league Adrian Howard. So Norman had this to say about the experience, and I quote, "I had to face the bull straight on. It was fun. It was worth it. It was really worth it." Adam Schefter back with us. Shefty, your reaction to the Josh Norman video?
It's amazing. Josh Norman has a mind of his own. He's scheduled to make $15 million a year. I can't imagine that Jay Gruden, who knows he's on the hot seat for the coming season, was particularly pleased to see his Pro Bowl cornerback jumping over bulls in Pamplona. Not what you want to see from one of your top defensive players and leaders. Look, he's a physical specimen. He'll remember that the rest of his life. But if he suffered any injury, he would have jeopardized that contract. Again, wait till the end of your career to do these things. But Josh Norman does what he wants. He always has. That's what makes him one of the most fun and entertaining, but not necessarily conservative characters in the National Football League.
And not only wait till you're done with your career, how about not 2 weeks before training camp you decide to go do this? Either way, remarkable video. He's lucky the bull didn't buck up just one more inch. Adam Schefter, no running for the Bulls for you. Football season's just around.
Thanks, man.
You can check me out, right? Still to come on Sports Center, we will preview the greatest rivalry in the history of men's tennis. Their first meeting at Wimbledon since the epic final in 2008. Nadal and Federer, plus the starters for the WNBA All-Star Game, are set. One of the top vote-getters and team captains will join us. We're going to ask Asia Wilson of the Aces about being...
Not playing nobody.
See how many yards I got, T? Yeah. 172. He do not run the ball. He's so. I'm down. Are you ready? Yeah. What's that run the ball to me? I'm chilling. You know now, T. I always get lost in when I'm trying. Run the ball. Who's that to you? You just gotta find the cats. Look, right there. You can't find it. It's all about finding the cat. Miss Bell with something on the night. So it's yeah, right there. Just too slow. Yeah, you just too slow. See, that was right for the cat. That was the prison. Well, that's Coleman. That's crazy. No, that's Howard. That was Coleman. Sick ball brother. The last one was what are you doing? That's a big decision in that big. That big is a big decision.
Still trash, man.
Still trash, man.
We already know you are.
I got you a little bit.
Why? You're horrible.
Why? You're horrible.
You're horrible.
You're horrible. It's better than you think, Mom.
Nah. I beat him 3 straight times already.
2 straight times already.
Uh-huh.
You're not gonna beat me still. Oh my, I ain't that good, bro. But just that you get big around.
Uh-huh.
You got good releases. Wait, are you up on all night, chicken? Yeah. What's the series? But when it's muscle strong, contract over.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god. Damn, seriously. That was deep. Something.
Yeah. What up, gang? Yo.
Today I'm kicking your ass, I'm kicking that.
Who asked you kicking in here? That should be down J Kid.
I was trying to get off, but
Oh, play J Kid more.